Okay, so my name is Witek, and I'm with Enjin. We're a company, we've been around for about 10 years now, and we used to do, we built a whole platform for building gaming websites and communities for gamers. And we were doing a lot of transactions, like people were running Minecraft servers, and they were selling virtual items on these Minecraft servers. And we started noticing that people were doing, millions of dollars of virtual item sales in Minecraft in centralized servers. So about a year ago, we started working on Enjin Coin. Because the blockchain landscape just started getting, it just reached that point where the tools were available, the adoption was happening. So what is Enjin Coin? Enjin Coin is the ultimate blockchain platform for collectible game assets. I know a lot of people have been talking about the different solutions, and I'll talk about what we're doing. So it's built on Ethereum. It's the largest blockchain in the world for smart contracts. It's very secure. It has a huge developer community, and that's why we chose Ethereum. It works perfectly for what we're doing. Game developers create tokens using our Enjin Coin platform, and they'll decide the rules and features that those tokens have. And then players will gain true ownership of their game items on the blockchain. So the way that we've built this is that you can assign a reserve value per gaming token. So if you create a helmet here, as I have in this slide, you can say each helmet that's created has a reserve value of 3 Enjin Coin held in it. And so that gives it some liquidity. That gives gamers some protection. If a game shuts down, they're not just left with only the game tokens. They also have some of that reserve value in there. We can also use that reserve value in scaling solutions, which I'll talk about in the future. So yeah, as I said here, a gamer can actually melt down any game item and receive the reserve tokens at any time, and they cannot be prevented from doing that. Our platform is very modular. We allow fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens. You're actually able to add your own custom smart contracts as a developer, so it's very open. You can build any kind of game with the token platform we built. And our main goal is to handle all the boilerplate for games. We want it to be really easy for a game developer to add blockchain into their game. Like, you can literally do it in a few hours. So we've partnered with Unity, and Unity is basically the biggest game engine in the world. It has 5.5 million game developers, and 3 billion devices worldwide have run games using Unity. Has 45% share of the game engine market. So I'll show off a few screenshots of our in-development Unity editor. This is the plugin that you can just install in Unity. And this is the home page. You basically, on the left there, you can choose what platform you want to use. So there's an aspect to our system that there has to be a API that then accesses the blockchain and does all the facilitation of all these transactions. It just makes it much easier than doing this from the game itself. So we're going to host a platform, but you can also download the source code of the platform, run it on your own servers, so it's 100% decentralized and trustless. And then here is how you would be able to create tokens. It's still in development, but basically you choose your app, like your game. You put what kind of Enjin Coin you want behind the item, what kind of total supply. We're going to actually change from icon or URL to a more universal system like IPFS. And then for supply type, this is interesting. So if you're making some item, I always use swords. Like if you're going to mint 1,000 swords, you can make it a fixed supply of 1,000 swords, and then 100 years down the line, there will still only be 1,000 of those swords. But you can also choose different kinds of supply formulas. Like, if you know your game is going to grow at a certain rate, the developer will be allowed to mint more copies of those swords over time. Or you can say, if someone destroys the sword, it can never be created again, and those will be extremely rare items. Or you can actually supply your own smart contract to build your own sort of growth of your items in the game. And then you can choose like transferable properties. If you want items that are some cursed amulet, it cannot be removed from your account. You can make that actually happen. And then the developer can control whitelists, so then you go to the magic fountain and you get this amulet off you or things like that. Then you can finally trade it. And there's transfer fees, which are pretty cool. Developers can actually choose a token, any token or cryptocurrency that has to be included if gamers transfer these items between each other. And there's melting fees and all sorts of things you can set in this interface. So you can basically, in a couple of hours, as a game developer, even if you have a game already made and your CEO's like, I want blockchain in this game, make it happen. You can install this plugin and link this, mint a bunch of items on the blockchain, link it up with your game, and there you go. We're also partnered with Go.Engine. It's the most popular open source game engine in the world. And we're working with their developers directly, and they're building the same exact kind of interface as I showed there in Unity. And we're also going to be building Unreal Engine. We're actually just starting that right now, and in the future, Lumberyard, and all these other generic language SDKs, PHP, C#, Node.js, Java. So blockchains are super slow by design because they have to be secure, they're slow. But today's gamers expect extremely fast, slick, and modern gaming experiences. They're not going to wait for these block times and slowness. So we're developing Efinity, which is our scaling solution for games. And it's our goal to, we're using techniques from Plasma, state channels, and we harness existing game network infrastructure. So a lot of the problems that you have with Lightning networks, we don't have to deal with that because you have, the game actually has that network infrastructure available. So we can solve a lot of those problems that those systems have. We're actually going to be implementing parts of full Plasma, not Plasma Cache, and we're building our scaling solution. There'll be more details about it in the future, because right now we're in a heavy sort of development, iteration, and research phase. So our goal is to perform nearly infinite volumes of transactions with millions of players in the game server at high speeds and very low cost. So when you put your items on the Efinity network, you can have a machine gun that's firing token bullets and thousands per second, and those are happening. And then you can take them off onto the mainnet if you ever need to. Okay, so for the first time, I'm going to be announcing today one of the games that is using Enjin Coin. It's called War of Crypto. And basically, it's going to be a 3D game. It's really cool. You get these cool monsters, which are actually tokenized, and you get to evolve them on the blockchain, and you get to do really cool things, battle them. There's going to be a really cool battle system. So when you evolve the monsters, they turn into these epic, dragons and things like that. So I think I have a trailer here. Here's a render of the final form of that dragon. Now, if I can get this video to work, let me see if this works. Here's the trailer. So we're going to be releasing a lot more info about this game. We're going to have a blog post up this week. And this game is going to be 3D, a mainstream style game. And it's going to be using crypto throughout. And it's going to be using Enjin Coin to do its items and for purchases in the game. Oh, OK. And so now, I'll talk about Enjin Wallet a little bit. So for gamers to start using cryptocurrency, we said that we have to make the wallet experience a lot better because it takes a lot of effort to figure out a lot of these wallets. So we are building a wallet that's both a general cryptocurrency wallet as well as a game item inventory system that you can use for all your game items. It'll be very natural for players. So it's an extremely secure wallet. Right now we support Ether and Litecoin and Bitcoin and all ERC20 tokens. So the way it works in games is that games can request transactions. So you're in the game, you're playing, and the game server sends the wallet, the player's wallet request, and it says, do you want to send, Alice this many tokens, or do you want to do this trade, or do you want to send the game NPC some items? And the player, all they have to do is hit accept. It's a very natural, gamey looking interface. Here's a few of the items, how it looks like in the wallet. And we actually have this working live on the test net. And you can receive these items and they pop up in your wallet. It's very instant. You get notifications. You don't have to even wait for block times in the newest version. And it's the most advanced wallet in the world for mobile right now. We're working on a PC version, but we're releasing this week a new update that lets you manage infinite wallets. You can watch wallets. You can put in addresses of your favorite whale and see what they're doing in the market. We'll have swipe to send. You can sweep Bitcoin and Litecoin, which is a really useful feature for if you have really old Bitcoin wallets with a bunch of dust of Bitcoin or something like that in there. And you can import MyAether wallet directly into it. So why is this needed? I'm sure a lot of these speakers have talked about it today, but I'll go over it really quickly. We want players to feel engaged like never before, owning their items. Like, as people before have said, if you actually feel like you're getting something, if you know that you'll have full control of those items in the game, you're going to want to invest into that game more. We want game items to be open and usable by anyone without requiring a special API or permissions from the game developer. So, there's very few games that actually offer a public API. Only maybe the top few game publishers when there's a big community and they really get it going. I know Battle.net had an API and a few like that. But we want it to be open and we want everyone to be able to use these game items as they wish and build websites around them, build services, build tools, build mobile apps. It'll make it a lot more cool and integrated. So we're going to be providing all those tools, all those SDKs, so you can just do that as a user or as a game developer. We want to see developers trying new forms of gameplay too. Like there's so many new possibilities that this tool gives us. You can make items that stay with you across different games. This could be like a series of games that the items keep going across the different series. Or people could just make their own community games that start showcasing various different items. You can take your CryptoKitties from one game, and you can take your swords from another game, and you can use them all in this merged game universe. You could even have like a trophy room, with all your games that you've ever played, and organize them and put them in this virtual universe. You can make destructible tokens that can be salvaged by attackers. So you fight each other and your tokens, fall into the game and then the attacker can take them. Gameplay based on investing tokens. So if you can collaborate, if you have a bunch of game tokens, you can throw them at your star player and then that player can use those and win the battle, things like that. Lending items to other players. We have a lending system built in as well, so you can decide for how long you lend an item, if you want to charge something for lending this item, and it's all done automatically by smart contract, and more. I'm sure lots of people will think of really cool game ideas that have never been done before. So in the end, this is just a tool to create real digital collectibles. You don't need to use it for every single item in your game. Maybe there's just certain rare things you want to use it for. Maybe there's a certain use case in your game, whether it's a game currency, whether it's just some rare armor sets or something like that. You can tokenize those and use them, and then those other items in your game can be normal, regular items as they've done before. And you can use this to monetize your games. You can sell your virtual items as a game developer. You can accept crypto or fiat or whatever you like. And you can collect trading fees when players trade it. That's another option for monetization. And do it all in-game. So a trustless ecosystem is precious. Gamers invest hundreds or even thousands of hours into their favorite games. I know I did that when I played MMOs. I just wouldn't sleep and I would play forever. So I think gamers will demand decentralization as the blockchain philosophy is embraced by the world, and there'll be people that will actually play these games because of this aspect. So you can find more about us at enjinecoin.io. We have a really active Telegram channel and our Reddit as well, which it's pretty active and we post a lot there. Okay, so I guess I'm open for questions.
Yep. You can say who you are and what company you're with.
Yeah, hi, I'm Justin Larrabee, indie game dev.
Cool.
I'm just wondering, because it's kind of an elephant in the room with this kind of stuff, the tax consequences for the users. I mean, like, how? You know, my brother, for instance, has no idea what capital gains are. And so, a bit of a surprise to him to find out that kind of information. So, I mean, Valve has policies in place for Steam Marketplace, but I'm curious how it relates to Enjin Coin.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the jurisdiction, right? But this is really new, and I know that like if there was people in World of Warcraft making a lot of money, you know, trading items and selling items on eBay, they would probably be paying taxes on those. But I'm sure there will be the platforms that are built that actually analyze this, because as everything is in history forever on the blockchain, you can have a platform that goes in, you type in your address, it'll probably analyze everything. There's even one called Bitcoin.tax right now that works with many exchanges. But I'm sure people can build this, even in an open source fashion, to scan the entire blockchain, check the prices, and give you an output. I really want to see that, because that would be really helpful.
IRS, that's the problem.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so just wait for the microphone, please. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
So, can you say who you are and what company you're with?
Yeah, Shirley Lin. I'm working on Doggy, which has nothing to do with dogs. It's a discovery of game innovations. So it's a blockchain platform for the crypto games. Anyhow, so my question is, it's two aspects, and then back to the gentleman's comment. I recently attended a blockchain conference. So basically, there's one slide that says utility token is over. Everything is considered security token. So anytime you make money from the token, you have to pay tax to any of the government or jurisdiction you are. So that's coming on. You know, SEC is supposed to announce a regulation sometime next month. Anyhow, I'm curious that when you were saying that this is a great tool that you were talking, but I missed some part of it. I'm learning about it. So you allow the tool set for the crypto games to receive the purchase, you know, of the whatever item pre-sales. Mm-hmm. How do you handle the hedging? Because you'll be in the middle, right? Enjin is going to be in the middle and taking, well, you allow building the smart contract, but taking the token, so to speak, there's monetary involved with that. And before you distribute to the game developers, there's a period of time that you'll be hedging that fund. Or do you not do it?
So are you talking about the actual game items that are created, or are you talking about Enjin Coin? So
well, do you let the purchaser, you know, directly through the smart contract and distribute to the wallet of the developers?
Yes, it can be done directly through smart contract.
So you don't sit in the middle hedging that?
There's no middleman. Like our company actually, we don't have any centralized aspect to us. We don't hold anything on a server. Okay. We will host services that you can also host yourself. Okay. But they are just facilitation services. So for example, with trading, you might use our trading interface to sell items, where you place items available for sale, and then someone who completes that trade with the required amount of, you know, if you want to receive some token or crypto or whatever, then that trade happens immediately as soon as the funds are sent. Now, if a game developer wants to receive fiat, you know, it's up to the game developer to decide when to send the crypto item to the user.
Now, do all these transactions recorded somewhere that you put in the open chain, public chain?
Well, all the crypto, everything that happens on cryptocurrency is going to be recorded on the blockchain.
All
right?
These trading, you know, gazillion by seconds.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you're on off-chain, yeah, if you're on an off-chain system, there may be a ton of trades happening. Now, this is a really new landscape. Like, this is the thing. The technology has moved so fast. It's moving exponentially faster, and the laws are like stuck in, you know, the 1800s or something, right? So we need to really work with, you know, everyone needs to work with governments and regulators and tax services to figure out how this is going to be handled. I think the best way, in my opinion, is to build tools like I was talking about that scan blockchains, to build tools that actually can figure these things out, because it can all be done. All the data is there. It's all logged. So you can figure this stuff out, and then it can spit out some kind of approved taxable
That'd be great.
thing.
You guys figure all this out, and everybody will be doing it.
Well, there's a business opportunity for someone in the room to sort that out. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.